And first now at 4, all eyes are on a major winter storm set to impact all of the DMV this weekend. Thank you for joining us. I'm Megan Clark.
And I'm Michelle Marsh. This system is expected to dump snow, freezing rain, and sleet in our region. The warning from officials: stay off the roads on Sunday.
Yeah, and 7 News is on your side with team coverage. We've got everything you need to know about the preparations underway right now. Our Brad Bell is in Maryland with the latest, while our Felicia Ashley has more on what district leaders are saying. And 7 News' Rebecca Turco is in Virginia. But first, we got to head to the man of the hour.
That's right. 7 News meteorologist Mark Benya is in the First Alert Weather Center. Mark, the first ingredient to this big weekend weather event is the cold air, and it is now moving in.
Correct. Yeah. Typically what happens around our region, which I'm sure if you spent any winter here, you know, it's usually a rain-snow mix because temperatures hover around freezing. That will not be the case this weekend. We're seeing the Arctic air that arrives tonight. The snow doesn't arrive for about 24 more hours. So tomorrow night is when the snow starts. And then as we reach the middle of the day on Sunday, that's going to switch over to some ice. So this is an all-encompassing winter storm, not just snow. That's going to be our main concern as we head later into the weekend. Outside, clouds have been around all day. Temperatures pretty close to average. 47, 45 is close to the average for today. Mid-40s around the entire region. But take a look at some of the alerts we've got from the National Weather Service. Cold weather advisory means temperatures by tomorrow, the wind chills will be below 0, and that's until 10 a.m. tomorrow. And then in terms of precip, that's where the winter storm warning comes into effect. Notice the entire area, even beyond our map, is pink, showing just how far-reaching this storm is going to be. Over the next 12 hours, as we mentioned, the cold air arrives first, and within the next couple of hours, we'll start to see those temperatures drop. They free fall all the way to the lower teens, even some single digits by tomorrow morning. The weekend shows what's to come. We're cold and dry tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day to really wrap up those preparations, because by tomorrow night into Sunday, we'll see snow and then ice. Coming up in a few minutes, I'm going to take you through our forecast models to let you know when that snow transitions to ice, so you know how to stay safe this coming weekend. Megan.
All right, Mark, thank you. And we want to kick things off with a look at how Maryland officials are getting ready for this winter storm. 7 News Maryland Bureau Chief Brad Bell is live in Gaithersburg. Brad, we know exactly what is behind you there. That is some salt.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Look, I'll admit this is a little bit of a cliched local TV news live shot before a storm. But the point that Montgomery County officials want to make, and the reason we're allowed in this salt dome, is that they've done everything they can to get ready. They got 2 salt domes out here in Gaithersburg that are massive. They've got 60,000 tons of salt. Over in Prince George's County, they say they've got about 34,000 tons of salt. It's quiet here now. All of the work crews are home and ready. They're going to have 500 contract crews out here in Montgomery County, hundreds in Prince George's County. County officials telling us in both counties they're doing everything they can. But what we're hearing is a plea for all of us to do what we can, and that is, once the snow has fallen, they're really asking people to stay off the road so that they can use all this salt and the plows.
Last year, we had a lot of residents calling because their streets weren't plowed, or the prior administration did. But in some cases, the plows simply couldn't get through because there were too many cars parked. So that's something that we want to remind residents of. Please also remove all obstacles such as basketball hoops, traffic cones, garbage cans, and recycling bins from the roadway so that plows can reach the curb.
Our response is based on what the storm actually delivers to us. At this moment, it looks like we're expecting significant deep snowfall, potentially followed by some sleet, which will compound the problem. We're also looking, as the county executive said, at extended periods of cold weather. So we're not going to get any help from the sun in melting the snow when it falls. So we're going to be looking at a substantial effort to clear the streets when the storm is over. We are also doing work that we don't typically do with these storms. We are pre-treating sidewalks that are under county maintenance. We can expect that clearing sidewalks and bus stops will be more challenging in this event than it might be in other events.
Yeah, and so you heard the Prince George's County executive there at the beginning talking a little bit about what happened last year. We had a small snowfall last year followed by a cold stretch, and people got out and drove on the roads before the plows could get to them, and then there was nothing they could do about it. It became just ice, and so that's why we're hearing that plea to give everybody an opportunity, not asking all of us, asking everybody to stay off the road so that the people in the plow trucks can get out and do their work. We're going to be back at 5 with what Governor Wes Moore has to say about all this. He has a very similar message, but he's also now declared a state of emergency, and he's actually asking for some help from the White House already, more than 24 hours before this snowstorm even arrives. In Gaithersburg, Brad Bell, 7 News.
All right, Brad, thank you. 7 News was there as D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser declared a state of emergency because of the approaching storm. Our Washington, D.C. reporter Felicia Ashley was there and tells us about the warning officials are giving.
That's right. Now, this is the largest snowstorm that D.C. is going to see in some years. Now, there is a danger zone, and I need everyone to listen to this. It's during the time period between Sunday to Monday, and that's because temperatures will go from freezing to below zero. Now, Mayor Muriel Bowser has said she's already put in a request to the National Guard for equipment as well as members to help with this snow and weather.
We're very concerned about the cold. And the cold weather like this mixed with precipitation puts people in a lot of danger. Being outside in weather like this, somebody could die. Okay, if you're outside and you're sleeping outside, so we gotta get people in.
The mayor and government agencies hammered in on how intensely crews are going to be treating and plowing roads and said you need to stay out of their way and out of the snow emergency routes until Tuesday morning. And mind you, that could get extended based on conditions. Now, right now, schools are not impacted here in D.C. because they already had an off day on Monday. And another reminder from the district, if you know you're not physically able to be outside, physically able to be shoveling snow, you have to be honest with yourself because they say this can be dangerous for you. That's when they get a lot of calls about people getting hurt and ending up in physical situations. Now stay with us because coming up live at 5, where can you go? What can you do? How will the roads be? Will you have access to public transportation? And when? I'll have those details for you. But for now, reporting live from Northeast DC, Felicia Ashley, 7 News.
Great tips. Felicia, thank you. And Metro is also preparing for this weekend's snowstorm. De-icer trains will be treating the tracks, and you can see how it works in this video Metro posted online. Now, it's also important to remember as the frigid cold sets in, cracked rails are more common. Also, any track repairs that were scheduled for this weekend have been canceled.
All right, as we get closer and closer to the storm, the Virginia Department of Transportation has been ramping up their preps. Crews are pre-treating the roads, then getting some rest in ahead of what's expected to be a really long weekend.
Especially for them. And our Rebecca Turco is joining us live now in Springfield. So Rebecca, give us a timeline here of what we're looking at.
Yeah, well, VDOT crews are really out and about. They're finishing pre-treating the roadways. They started all of that just yesterday, and this is an all-hands-on-deck situation. I'm told they're going all in on this storm, hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. A spokesperson tells me SALT is at full capacity for this, and they've got more than 3,300 plows and pieces of equipment ready to go. VDOT maintains state roads. They clear everything in priority order. So it's interstate highways first thing, then primary and high volume secondary roads, then they'll get into the subdivisions. Officials say they're ready.
We've had statewide discussions, we have district-wide discussions. We're making sure that we have enough resources available, enough materials on hand, that we already have orders of materials because we know we're going to go through them pretty quickly, such as salt and sand.
And as crews finish pre-treating the roads around here, they're urging drivers, get out of the way, change lanes so they have plenty of room to get through. And of course, once the flakes start, they are urging people not to be on the roads altogether. Live in Springfield, Rebecca Turco, 7 News.
I'm Jasmine Stiles at the Alert Desk. We're talking airports now. At this time, all of the local airports are operating normally. An advisory on Reagan National's website says they have snow crews standing by to treat runways. And they also posted this tweet saying checking the weekend weather forecast every 20 minutes. Same. Now, let's take you to Dulles Airport where they are talking plowing their runways. They said they stand ready with their snow fighters who will have to clear about 50 acres of concrete. Officials say one pass of their airfield is like clearing a single traffic lane from here to Breckenridge, Colorado. Wow, that's a lot of snow. All right, so now let's take you to BWI, where they say that pretty much the same thing that Dulles and DCA also said, which is to just check with your individual airline before you fly out of here. Megan?
That is such a pro tip, Jasmine. Thank you. Got to check before you fly. A lot of changes happening right now. And a reminder, now is the time to download the free 7 News app ahead of this weekend's winter weather. Charge those devices and know we are on your side with complete coverage here on air, on WJLA.com, and on our social media pages. We'll be bringing you special live coverage Sunday morning here on 7 News and on WJLA 24/7 News.